Hello everyone. Happy Sunday when I am recording this. I hope everyone is having a great week. This week we're going to continue with talking about Unit 3. So as you already know, Unit 3 is a proposal, and I just want to reiterate a few things before we continue. So the document that you're seeing on your screen now, it is available to you in the Week 9 folder, but I just want to go over a few things to help you guys out and help you do your best. So this document is the Unit 3 introduction template. So Unit 3, as you already know, is a proposal. There are several examples. There are 2 examples in the Week 8 folder, and there's 1 example in the Week 9 folder. Make sure that you take a look at those and really just follow those examples when you are developing your own document. Well, again, you have access to this, but I just want to go over a few things. So the first thing is just to remember that Units 3, 4, and 5 will all cover the same topic. So as you post your topics for Unit 3, I will give you feedback, let you know if it's a good idea, if it will be a good match for these assignments. And then, you can go from there and create your introduction and create the proposal. And then eventually you will write the memo, which is Unit 4, and the feasibility report, which is the last assignment of the class. And then you'll be done. So basically, the template that you see here gives you guidance on how to write the introduction, and I broke this down. Usually if it's an in-class, it's a face-to-face class, you get a little bit more information from me, so I tried to break this down as best as I could, and I'm presenting it here to help you as best that I can. So like I said, make sure you go over the examples. Basically, if you follow the examples and you're reading the text, you are following the examples, you should do fine. Make sure to reach out to me with questions before assignments are due, obviously, so I can help you as best as I can. Just a quick note, remember that you're writing for an academic class, that it's not text message writing, it's not writing like speech, it's not writing to a friend. Remember that these are technical documents, or you can think of them as business documents. So always use your best writing, your best grammar, and avoiding writing like how you talk. I definitely don't like how I talk. So we want to make sure that we avoid that. I will leave you guys to read in its entirety all of what's covered on the left side of the page that you see here, and I'm going to do the more helpful part, the part that you actually need from me. Let's talk about the second page on this side. So at the top here, you would just type your name, your CRN number, and the title of your project. So whatever the problem is that you're going to cover, it may be, for example, if you're going to use the standard assignment, I think that one is about, switching paper providers. So you can make up a title and write it there. If it's whatever the title of your project is, just put it there. For the introduction, and just a quick note, this is a template. If you'd like to change the font, be my guest. Please go ahead. If you'd like to make it look prettier, go ahead. The part that I really care about is the content, and so we'll go over that now. So for the upcoming assignment that is due on, let's see, what's going to be, I think the 22nd. Let me double check. Yes, so for the assignment that is due on October 22nd, I am looking for only the introduction part of your proposal. You'll write the proposal in probably 2 to 3 sections. We'll see how it goes, but definitely for October 22nd, what's due is only the introduction. And the introduction should cover this information. I did make a note on this side that it's very unlikely that you can just answer these questions that you see here with one sentence. So just to make that a bit more clear, I have separated these into paragraphs. I would err on the side of providing too much information versus not providing enough. So think of your proposal as if you're going to give it to your current manager or whoever may be I refer to these people as stakeholders that you'll see over here. But a stakeholder is just a person that is going to make a final decision about whatever the problem is. So for example, if you are going to research a different paper company to buy paper from for your organization, it may be your manager, it may be the supply chain manager, it may be your direct manager, whoever. Think of this document as going to that person, the stakeholder, and they're going to read it and they're going to say yes. So for the purposes of the class, they will say yes, research this, let me know what you find out, and give me a recommendation. In the feasibility report is where you're going to A, let them know what you find out, and B, give a recommendation. So at this stage of that process, you're writing a proposal to let them know that it is a problem, why it's a problem, why they should care about it, and why they should allow you to research this problem and find out the answer. So that's basically what we're going to cover in the introduction. So in the introduction, since it is, think of an introduction, it is just the introduction part of the whole proposal. You're going to state the problem, basically give an overview of the problem. Again, refer to the examples that I've posted so you can get a feel of how much information you should put in this section so you don't have to rewrite it later. I'm trying to, help you save time. So in the first paragraph, you're going to state the problem, write an introduction to the problem that your feasibility report will address, like I just said. In the second paragraph, give a background of the problem. Why is it a problem at all? If there are any facts that you know just from your own experience, this is where you can include that. At this point in the proposal, I'm not looking for information from secondary resources. Make sure that you watch the videos about primary and secondary primary and secondary sources to get, if you don't know what I'm talking about there. So basically, I'm just looking for the background of the problem. Why is it a problem? Why do we care about this? Why do you want to spend time and money to research a different solution? Just basically why. The third paragraph, need, is related to the background of the problem. Why do you need to conduct research to find solutions? So usually this may be related to your experience with this problem or experiences of your team members or whatever your topic is. I don't know what everyone's topic is right now, but I'm thinking of if you're trying to solve a business problem, the need, why do you need to do it? That's what you're trying to answer. Next paragraph 4, the benefits. How will the research you conduct benefit the company or situation? So thinking of your problem from, even if your problem is not related to a business issue, regardless, when we're conducting research in technical writing and this style of writing, you always want to outline what the benefits are of doing this, because you're going to be spending time and money if this was a real world situation, to find this information out. So we want to know, like, could you possibly save money? Could we possibly have a better or lower impact on the environment if you're going to write about why the company should put recycling bins in the break room, or whatever your topic is. But think about what the benefits are. And then lastly, the qualifications of personnel. So personnel in this case is going to be you who are listening to this, who's in the class. You're the esteemed colleague who will have the opportunity to research the topic and present your recommendations. So in the real world, that would kind of be, a big deal. It would kind of be like a show of trust. So that's why you want to outline why you are the man or woman for the job. So list your qualifications related to the topic and how to do that. Think about how you are personally related or affected by the problem. So if you're writing about, I think one of the topics was related to maybe teamwork in the workplace. I'll go over some of the topics later if I get the okay from students. But if you're writing about just basically needing to improve communication within your team, here is where you can relate your qualifications, like you are a student in college, you have communications skills, or you have experienced the problem personally, but also connected to why you're a good person to research the topic. So we're looking for, basically you being able to explain why they should pick you and how you're related to the problem. Because typically we would not want just anybody to give us advice. You can think of it that way. Like if you had a problem, you would likely go to a person who you trusted or you knew well, or you know that they're smart or they have some familiarity with your problem. You would go to them for advice. So think of this qualifications of personnel in that way, explaining why you would be qualified. I hope that helps. So like it says here, basically just answer the question, why should the stakeholder listen to what you have to say about this topic? Okay, so those are the 5 paragraphs, and we're going to switch over to the other document here very quickly, and I'll go over this. So basically, this is the checklist that I use when I teach the class in person, but it is very, very helpful. So for the proposal, think of these as things that I'm going to look for when I grade the paper, basically. Content and complexity, audience adaptation. So making sure that your problem is presented in a way that I can understand and appreciate. I am not familiar with whatever topic you're going to write about. So remember that, and remember to add enough details. Okay, you integrate some secondary research to persuade your audience that you have done some homework before reporting the problem. If you do this is okay, but if you do not, since this class is online, I'm being a little lenient with requiring that you are putting in secondary research at this point. So this one is optional, actually. But you do need to justify the need for the proposal, for the research, for the time and money that you would spend if this was the real world, and provide a good enough level of details for me to understand. Let's see. For the proposal, this goes over the entire proposal. Right now, we're just kind of focusing on the introduction, which I have already explained. Okay. And then for the visual design and format, you can use let's see here. you can really just lay it out like this for this point. In the upcoming weeks, I can go over more of some kind of fancier ways to lay out the document, but for right now, just focus on the content. Let's switch back over here. Your pages should look neat, single space, just things that you're used to by now with writing in the college space. Major divisions are clear visually, so I've kind of gotten you started off here with just putting this little subheader of introduction and then the paragraphs. You can keep it like this, or you can design it some other way, but definitely don't turn in this document with just one huge block of text with no paragraphs, no nothing. That would not be okay. Make sure that your font is at least 11 to 12 points, and margins use 1 inch. I think actually with this I may have used 1/2 inch. If you keep it like this is fine. If you increase the margins to 1 inch, that's also fine. We are not in the traditional classroom, so just ignore this last one. There's no need to get a paper copy to me. The biggest thing are the two things down here. Making sure that you have correct grammar, punctuation, no misspellings, no typos. I am very sensitive to noticing those things. So make sure that you are editing your papers. Make sure that you have someone else take a look. Read it aloud. It's a tip that I always offer people. It's a really good way to find errors. And we're not to this point yet where you're going to incorporate visual aids. So just for this first part, we're going to make sure that here for the introduction, you've done this, of course. This area like we talked about, these here. Come on. All right. And like I said, if you answer the questions that I went over, you'll be A-okay for the introduction. This is the only part we're going to do right now. And definitely here, starting this unit, we are really focusing on the content. So those areas that you see highlighted here, those are the things I'm really going to be looking for. Let's see what else I can say. I think that is about it. I hope this is helpful. Please make sure that you take a look at the Week 9 at a glance document. Kind of walks you through what to do this week. If you have any questions, please reach out to me through email. I am here to help you. Have a great week, and we'll be in touch. Good luck.